Hi guys! It's been so long since I vlogged anything. I'm not even sure I remember how to do it. But welcome back to my channel. 75% of you guys voted that you wanted me to next do a catch up with Blind Date with Bookmas. I have here 6 books and I need to get these read before December. So I'm supposed to be reading one per month, but I'm a few months behind. So today I actually need to read 3 of these. And basically what happens is they've all got a number. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but I have, in this bag, I have the numbers, and basically I'm gonna draw a number. Whatever number I get is the book that I will read first, and the goal of this video is to read 3. So let's get into this. I'm really excited because I've been in a months-long reading slump, and I'm hopeful that this will help me get back into reading, but in a lighthearted, fun, cozy way that Christmas books usually have. So let's choose the book. Got 2 stuck together. Let's do this one. Number 1. These are just starting to get bent, but number 1. So, I guess that was this one. I have absolutely no idea what this book is. I don't even remember what I packaged up. Could it be Christmas Camp Wedding? Have I read that? Maybe I read that. I don't know. It's been so long. I don't remember. But let's go ahead and open this up and see what I will be reading. Looks like a Jenny Hale book. I love this book. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I read this 2 Bookmasses ago, and I did not get to read it again this past Bookmas, so I'm going to be rereading this one. Basically what'll happen is when I finish it, because I do not plan to DNF, I know I like this book. When I finish it, I will get to choose 2 books for December's actual Bookmas based off of this book. So let's get into the reading. It's 2 hours later. I'm on page 40. The slump is still slumping. I am still kind of struggling. It's like I'm reading, but I'm not like reading. And I'm having a hard time with that, but I'm gonna keep pushing through because if I can't read this, then I'm just still struggling. Jenny Hale Christmas books are some of my favorites, so if I can't like get into this, I don't know what I can get into. I don't know. Continuing to read though. My goal is to read another few chapters. I'm pretty much like reading a few chapters and then watching some booktube / YouTube, whatever I feel like watching. I'm gonna try to read like 35 more pages before I watch more, because I need to keep it moving. Just kind of, it's like good. I take comfort in the fact that it does take me a little bit to get into these books sometimes, but like once I'm in, I'm in. I'm just not to that point yet, so. Totally unrelated, but I have to show you. This is the Bible that I was talking about months ago that I wanted to save to get for my birthday, and I got it. And I'm so excited. It's so pretty, and it's got like journal pages, which I've underlined a little bit in it since I've been using it this week, but I'm so obsessed. It's just so pretty, and it's the New American Standard version, which I've been loving. So it's probably been about a week since I started this video, and I'm just struggling to focus. I loved this book the first time that I read it, and I feel like the combination of this reading slump and the fact that it's not Christmas, and just the fact that that was like 2 years ago, and I just am struggling to connect with it. It just is all combining. And I find myself when I'm reading, I'll read like a paragraph and then I just think about other things until the chapter's over. And I am finally getting to the point where I do remember it picking up a lot the first time that I read it, so I'm hopeful that my attention will be more focused for the rest of it. I'm almost halfway. It just hasn't been there so far. I think also part of it is I was much more focused on like the romance and the Christmas aspects of it the first time. This time I'm finding some quotes that I really like how can you find what you love if you never make that next step into the unknown. That's kind of more where I am in my life anyway right now, so I think that that's what I'm enjoying, but it's just not the focus of the story. So it's about 15 minutes later, and yes, I'm definitely starting to get more into the story. There's just a turn of events that happens that it picks up a lot. No makeup, but yes, this book's making me cry. I got to there's like, in every Jenny Hill book, there's always this like really out of nowhere, heartfelt, beautiful moment, and I'm getting to that point, and I'm just crying. It's a little later and I'm looking slightly less disheveled from this morning, but I'm very close to the end. And I won't say that I'm like back to being fully riveted, fully engaged in reading, total slump broken. That's not quite the case yet, but I'm more in the story than I was, and I do remember that happening around the same point in the book last time. I still really, really enjoy this book. It's really good. There are parts that I'm just not focused, and I'm pretty sure it's a me problem and not a book problem, because I think I could pick up any book, well, maybe not Kristen Hanna, but I think I could pick up just about any book and have the same trouble paying attention. But we'll see. We're going to test that theory in just a little bit when I finish this and start on a new book. So okay, I just finished it. This reading experience itself was more along the lines of a 3-star, but I still do recommend this book. And just because I wasn't personally super focused this time around doesn't mean that I don't still love this story. I mean, there are some things that are like kind of that Hallmark Christmassy vibe that it's not like the most realistic thing in the world. But I think that's also the fun of Christmas books, is they can be a little bit more out there, and it doesn't as much take away from the story as if it was like not Christmas. I hope that makes sense, because it makes sense to me. But yeah, I do enjoy this story, even though I was slightly unfocused. But now I'm to choose the next of the 3 books that I'm reading in this video. So let me go ahead and get my little bag and see what I choose. What I draw? See what the next book is. Okay, despite absolutely struggling to get it out of the paper, I am looking forward to trying this. This is a Christmas engagement. It's obviously an Amish romance. I think I had started this and I just did not have time to read it with my teaching practicum. I think that's what happened, or maybe I'd gotten it closer to Christmas. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. That's part of the thing about this blind date with Bookmas and Bookmas in general. It's like, I would think that I would remember so much and I just really don't. But I think this one will be pretty easy to get through. The writing is pretty large print, and the book is pretty thin, and small. So I feel like I'll be able to read this one quickly, maybe even tonight. That might be wishful thinking, but it's only like 200 pages, so anything's possible. Let's see. Okay, this is interesting so far. I'm already like 25% into it. Seems a little bit just like slightly all over the place. It's like one moment they're a certain group of characters having a conversation, and the next it's another group of characters having a conversation, and there's not really a lot of transition in between, so that's kind of hard to follow. But overall, I am enjoying the fact that it is quick moving. Like, I read 3 chapters and I'm already that far into it. Basically, the main character love interests have both been hurt in relationships, and they're just kind of like taking their time. He has expressed interest in her, but she's just kind of like, no. And this is not spoilery, it's on the back. Basically, they work together, and it's just the story of what is going to happen. They've both been hurt, and so we're going to see if they open up to each other and what happens. One thing that I'm really enjoying is the faith element to it. So far, it's been strong. I know that, like, obviously Amish people, some are very biblical and some are not, but in this case it seems like they are, and I appreciate that. I also will say that there are some funny lines that I've actually like laughed. Just not even like haha funny, but more like a dry, witty, sarcastic funny, sort of. Don't know how to describe it, but I like it. So that's how that's going. Okay guys, this is totally unrelated to the book, but I am curious, when do you feel is a socially acceptable time to start celebrating Christmas? Because we're not that far away, you know? And obviously you guys know that I try to, well, obviously this is a catch-up, but I do try to read a Christmas book every month. When is it socially acceptable to do so all the time? And also, I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised because normally by this point in the year, I'm starting to get that vibe that like Christmas is coming. I haven't gotten it yet. But what usually happens is I get really excited for Christmas a couple months ahead of time, and then when it's Christmas time, I'm like not really feeling it, which is kind of depressing. But since I have not felt that vibe and like the excitement for Christmas yet, I'm almost feeling like maybe when it actually is Christmas time, I'll be super into it. And it'll be great. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm hoping for a really Christmassy Christmas. Anyway, it's literally not even September yet. Well, it is when you're watching this, because there's no way that I'm finishing this video today. But we've got a few months. Anyway, back to reading. Please ignore my appearance at the moment. My head is really hurting. I am so close to the end of this book. I don't even know if you can see that. I've got like maybe 2 or 3 chapters left and I really want to finish it. Today's just one of those days where I'm like trying to do all the things, but I also want to finish this because I want to get into the 3rd book. And I'm thinking, since it's already September, I might do the 4th book in this video also. It's definitely one that I could have read in one whole day if I had been able to be focused on it the full day. And I do think that it's something that I would enjoy more the 2nd or 3rd time around, just because I get like the overall picture. It's not the best written, like technically written, but it has been enjoyable so far. I don't want to jinx it before the end, but the last chapter was really sweet. I did end up finishing that. It was exactly what I already explained in the previous clip. Very cute. I feel like it would be better on reread because I'm still not super focused. My head's still really hurting. But it's just like a cute story. And my favorite part of it is their faith elements, because they seem to really like love God and want his best and his purpose and his will to be done. So I really appreciated that element of the story. I think that was the best part of the whole thing. So yeah. I do recommend if you're looking for a quick read and like Amish stories. Let's pick the next book. I'll go for this one, number 9. It feels skinny. I think I know what this one is. I love this one, if it is what I think it is. I don't know. I've never read this one. Never mind. This is called Mary and Brett. I had read another book by this author and it was decent. It wasn't amazing to me, but it was like a good, clean story. So I'm hopeful that this one will be the same, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, I just got home. It's not the best lighting, but I did want to talk about this because I finished it earlier today. Let me flip my camera. Okay, I finished this earlier today and it actually turned out pretty cute. I think I am going to hold on to this just because it's very... Okay, it's not my favorite writing style. It reads very middle school-esque. It's in the sense that it is very detailed with like the sensory environment, like just little details that I don't really feel are necessary. It's also like a diary style writing, which to me is very like young adult. So maybe that's what it is, although it is an adult story, but not like in any kind of like inappropriate way, I guess. One thing that I appreciate about it is there's not language, there's not like any open door scenes or anything like that. It's for the most part appropriate. There are some like suggestive comments about like physical appearance, but nothing that's like super inappropriate or made me feel uncomfortable, not anything crossing a line. So I appreciate that about this book and the companion novel that I had read from this author. I recommend trying it if you're like looking for a really short, quick, fun Christmas read. While there are others that I would recommend more, this one is still a good one if you come across it. It was fine. I think I am going to hold on to it because it is good for maybe potential future Bookmas, because it's quick moving and just a really, really sweet story, to be honest. I really did care about the characters. But yeah, overall, not the most earth-shattering thing I've ever read in my life, but definitely a wholesome, sweet, good Christmas story. I had said that I was going to open the 4th Blind Date with Bookmas book, but I think I'm actually going to save that one for the next Blind Date with Bookmas video, and I think what I might do is just do one more Blind Date with Bookmas video before Bookmas in December, and that video also have 3 books in it, so it would be this video and then the next one, and that would be the rest of Blind Date with Bookmas for the year. I think that's what I'm gonna do, and just kind of have it more condensed like this video, because I really actually liked this kind of style. And then I could almost, I don't know. I think that's what I'm gonna do though, unless I like really feel like reading a Christmas book later in the month. But I'm pretty sure that's the direction I'm going in. Anyway, enough rambling. That's everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Let me know how excited are you more excited for Christmas or fall? And that's everything. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!